So here's the database.
It's a database. I have one example database. Of course, your database will look a bit similar, hopefully. You have two views. This is the variable view, in which you will see all the variables. And here you see the name, and in the label you see the question that went with it, where it comes from.
So the variable view means instead of seeing a 1, 2, or 3, it will see how old you are, male or female, things like that.
Yep. And here are the different values, different answers that were given.
And you can double click on that and see them?
Yep. Or use this one.
And then you can see. Good.
Apart from a data view of the variable view, we also have data view. That's the other tab, in which you have a different, each line represents one respondent. So each row, sorry. So the respondent has a number, don't forget that. And you see all the answers per respondent. However, you can't analyze this is crazy. So we're going to make some frequencies or tables or means and see what we can find. The most easy one, I think, is frequencies, right?
And useful.
And useful. Let's say we want to make frequencies, and the tab you need is Analyze. Descriptive statistics. That's the one you'll be using the most. And you see it here, frequencies. It's also always nice to have, with each variable, see the frequency and see how it's divided. So let's pick one. Do you have an idea?
Let's see about how many times I see.
How many times?
Let's put it in.
Put it in the variable.
And go
it's
to the
really
top.
easy.
And one of the yes and no's, maybe from the top.
Where?
Up here I see yes and no's.
Oh yeah.
It's always a good way to start.
Frequencies. We have two variables now. Display the tables. Well, then you see item number 5. How many times you've used internet to buy products? 14 people said they did it once. 37 did it 2/4 times, and so forth. The total 86. What you also see is there was a total of 150 respondents, and some are missing. And that's because of a routing that was built in. Not all respondents got this question. So from the valid people, the valid respondents who got the question, you see that 86 got the question, and that resembles 57%. However, you don't want to have percentages from all the people because they didn't fill this in, so you look always at the valid percent. From all the 100% that got this question, you look at the valid percent and you say like 43%, that's the majority in this case, use it 2 to 4 times. So bear in mind, valid percent. And the other one is more simple because everyone got this question. Do you have a mobile phone? Either yes or no, and you see that 86% has a mobile phone.
Nice. And just for one more example about routing, perhaps you're going to say only females should answer the question about one part, let's say buying a product, if you're selling only female products or so.
Yep.
So then you would be routed to only females would answer how many times they would buy this internet product. And therefore it wouldn't be applicable to males. That's what routing means.
Yep. Okay, next up. I just click it away. Do you want to save it? Yeah, you save it, keep it, or no, I don't want to save it. Let's up. What's really interesting in analyzing is crossing, because then you can search for differences between groups. A cross table is a bit more complicated, but it gives so much more information. So let's see if we can try to make one for you today. Descriptive statistics again, cross tabs. That one about male female, where is that? Let's see. What's your gender?
Yeah.
We look for the independent variable. That's the variable that doesn't change.
So no matter what, if I keep asking you a question in a survey, you're always going to be male or female, correct? So it doesn't change whether you chew gum or buy a product. Your gender will always stay the same, so it's independent of your question.
Yeah. And I always advise to put the independent variables in columns. That's most clear.
Agreed.
Are you using internet? Let's see. Well, we're almost set to go. However, you must adjust the cell because SPSS gives only counts, and we don't want counts, we want percentages. So here you click on column percentages and total percentages, so it gets more information. Please always report quantitatively in percentages. Okay, ready to go. And here you see the cross tabulation. We cross, are you using internet, with what's your gender? What do we see? Here you see it's 100%, the columns. Here you see the total. So that resembles almost the frequencies. You see 3 options: no, not interested, no, but interested, and yes. So males are, 83% of the males say they are interested. Or sorry, they say they are using internet. And 85% of the females say they are using internet. Also adding 99.5% of the males say no, but I'm interested, and that's almost the same as females. So the differences you see here are really small.
And can you tell me what this 79 means?
79 means that this represents 79 males in the sample. There's a total of 95 men, and 79 men said yes. Okay. But if you report, you better report 83% of the men say they use internet. Don't report about 79%, 79 out of 95 use internet. That's not really clear. We don't want that. So this is basically a cross tab. And the nice thing is in SPSS you can cross tab anything as long as you take one independent variable and one dependent variable. That's the most analyze descriptive statistics, cross tabs.
There we go.
Yep,
So,
this is the field.
Those are the tips and tricks. Rogier has just one more thing to... Oh, and we have one more thing to go, the means.
The means. Because these are nominal variables, and you also have numeric variables or ratio variables. And let's see if we find one here. Do we have something we can make a mean of?
Your age.
Age.
How old you are. I saw something that asked how old you are.
What is the mean age? You go again to analyze, but this time not descriptive statistics, but compare means. Means. And SPSS always asks you to give one independent variable in a layer. So age. Was it this one? Yeah. And let's say gender.
Gender, yeah.
Where is it?
What is it? It's probably what is your gender on the top right. Yeah.
Okay. Let's click OK. See what we get. Aha. Well, we didn't get gender, but we got it with what's your highest achieved level of Dutch education, which is also interesting. Here you see the means, and here you see total. So the mean age of all people in primary school is 50, and general secondary education is like 39, so it's pretty much the same. Here you see 3 people that only did primary school, so from those 3 people the mean is 50. And the total mean of all ages is 44.46. So from the 150 people the mean age is 44. and you see the standard deviation, and that you can see how much it spreads. So it's if it's a nice
bell-shaped curve.
Exactly.
Then you have 3 standard deviations on each side from the mean. So you would have to add, for example, for the people who say that they had the higher vocational education, you had 23 people. Their standard deviation is 13.70. So you would add that to the 46.7.
What if this was very big? What can you say then?
Well, it depends on what the data is, but if it's really big, then you worry that you have too much of a spread of the data. So that means that you aren't really sure if you can fall within your mean and say that it's a good average.
Exactly. Okay. So you can take means out of ratio scales, and it really helps to get a better idea, and it helps you in your analysis. So those are the 3 basic things I think are most important now in your assignment and your research report. Next week we will be also giving tips on reporting. However, I want you to work with this in the assignment on Friday in the class, and if you have any more questions, I'll be there to help you out.
And make sure you check Moodle and your email, because Rogier is going to send you some extra additional information via email. We're also going to upload some links to videos to help you if you want more in-depth information about standard deviations and so. We'll also have some tips and tricks about how to deal with your questionnaire data. So good luck, everyone.
Good luck.